I have to write with a ruler because I've lost the end of my finger. I did it in prison. A prison officer did it. And he's gone, come on, Pilts, get behind your door. And he shut the door, not realised my hand was on the architrave. He just went bump and took it right off. Got £2.5 grand. And blew it. Didn't last very long. The longer you're on the dole, crazy as it sounds, the easier it gets. You know, you think, oh, I don't have to get up tomorrow, I've not got to do this. When do I get paid? And you count down the days till you get paid. And you budget and you pan it out so that you've got enough. But I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I know people that are working and they're worse off than me. And I think that's ironic, you know what I mean? They've got to, like I say, pay the bills, pay the rent, all that carry on. They're grafting 5 days a week and I'm better off than they are. I mean, what's going on?
Mark is just one of the long-term unemployed whom the government wants back in work. In his case, it would save the taxpayer £130 a week. In order to continue receiving his benefits, the Job Centre makes Mark attend a 13-week programme aimed at getting him ready for work and then finding him a job. The biggest provider of these courses for the long-term unemployed is the private welfare company A4E.
It's very difficult for them to come in here on the first Monday morning. A lot of these have been out of work for 6 months, 2 years, 10 years, 30 years, some people. Bearing in mind, a lot of them haven't actually been up at this time in the morning for a long, long while.
At their Hull branch, client numbers have leapt 40% this year to nearly 700. A4E has the immense challenge of trying to find jobs for almost half of them.
Give it a good go, you don't know. If you can get a job out of it at the end of the 13 weeks, spot on. When I started working here, you had a bit of hope that clients will get jobs, a large percentage of them will get jobs out there because there was jobs available. Now with the current climate the way it is and the fact that there's hardly any jobs out there in Hull at the moment, it's almost, you're flogging a dead horse in a sense. These clients know that there's no jobs out there, but we've got to constantly keep going, we've got to keep them motivated with the hope that they will get employment at the end of this.
A4E's contract with government requires it to occupy the job seekers for 30 hours a week. The first week of induction deals with the basics of job hunting.
Now, so Mark, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what a CV is? Yeah. Now, there's a gap. You know, at this period of your life, you know, what were you doing basically? Yeah. And you've got to, at that point, think, well, what am I going to say to this guy? And you've got to complain.
Majesty.
We know, whether people admit it or not, a lot of people will look at that and you know exactly where it'll go, don't you? The black bin line, yeah? So, don't necessarily put it in, yeah, unless you have to. But, you know, if you've got something like, I've been in the army, I was there for 12 years, that straight away tells a lot of people a lot about you.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Why did you leave?
Because I was a naughty lad. I got caught with some resin in my locker. A spliff, one spliff. And that ended my career for me.
What happens every now and again at IFRI, you do get a good apple, you get like that good person with qualifications and employment history.
I don't just sit around and say, oh, I'm looking for a job and I'm not. I've applied for a lot of jobs, but because there is so many unemployed people, it's just crap.
Any criminal convictions? No problem.
Proud to say so in this room.
I know where you're coming from, but yeah, can't say too much on that one. Okay then, what type of work was it you was looking for?
Office-based, and it needs to be full-time.
Needs to be full-time, that's
40
fine.
hours plus.
No worries, that's fine. Would you work weekends in that job role?
Yep, weekends, nights, anything. Like 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 7 jobs.
The main aim, obviously, is trying to find your employment straight away. You are, from my point of view, perceived to be more like a job-ready individual. That's all I need you for.
Thank you, Matt.
Cheers, thank you very much. Definitely 100% job ready, no question about that. She'll be placed into David's room, which is the green room.
Once through induction, clients are streamed into colour-coded tutoring rooms where they must take part in intensive job searching. In the amber room, those deemed not job ready are given additional support.
There is a problem, but there always has been with, especially this particular age group, the 18 to 25s. A lot of them are very demotivated, so they'll try and sit in the background and not participate and not get involved. And I've had somebody who's just sat and stared at the wall 6 hours a day, no matter how much you do. People have actually hurt themselves and, believe it or not, cut the fingers off so they could claim disability. Some days it can be really rewarding, but other days it can be very trying.
I work for a company called Action for Employment.
A4E receives £100 a week for each client referred onto the programme by the Job Centre. But most of its money is made from bonuses paid for actually getting them into jobs. The pressure of generating this income falls on the recruitment team.
We can't focus on the people who are willing to help themselves at this moment in time. We need to focus on the people who are, because that's the only way we're going to meet our targets, etc.
How do you feel about that? Do you think that's fair enough?
You've got to take care of number one. And if I don't meet my targets, I could end up in one of them rooms, which I don't really want to do. So at the end of the day, I've got to do what's necessary to keep my job.
It's great, isn't it? Look how happy I am. Look at the job-ready things they do. It's not art class. It is brain-numbing. I've never felt so thick in my... I know I sound like I'm a snob, but I'm really not. But I just don't understand, because it's just so... I don't know what the word is. Tedious. Gets to that point where I'd rather slit my own wrist.